in Quant, you have the pre-diagnostic quiz. So that
Right.
pre-diagnostic quiz really helps you to understand at what level you are currently before you start learning that module. So with
Right.
that, I was able to save some time because it suggested a personalized plan for me on what I need to work on and what I'm already good at. So with that,
Hmm.
I focused on my weaker areas and I was able to improve my scores. So you helped me with time saving, and the strategy that I like the most from your end is always focus on the first few set of questions, even if it takes time. Okay, you spend time, make
Hmm.
sure you get it correct, and in the end, when you have maybe the last 4 or 5 questions, it's okay. You just take it randomly and go because how you start is really crucial in this kind of adaptive test, and that will
Yeah.
actually set a score. And I noticed this in my quant. I think pre-thinking was critical because the main point is with the help of pre-thinking, you can save a lot of time. You don't need to have a debate on the options, and
Right.
rather you can just once you have the pre-thinking answer, you can be relatively confident that you can go on to take the answer that matches the pre-thinking.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another debrief session with me. My name is Dhruv, and I'm one of the strategy experts and senior mentors at e-GMAT. And today I have with me Jerome, who recently scored a fantastic and an impressive 655. The score breakup looks like an impressive Q88, right? And then we have a DI81 and a verbal 78. To understand Jerome's journey further in numbers, Jerome improved by 100 points. He was starting at a 655 on his diagnostic mock, where he scored a V72, which means he improved his verbal by 6 points to a V78. His quant improved from Q84 to a Q88, which is 4-point improvement, and his data insights improved from a DI76 to a DI81. Again, a 5-point improvement there. What pleases me is that Jerome is here to share glimpses of his journey with all of you GMAT aspirants so that your journey becomes easy by learning from what worked for him and what did not work for him. So, Jerome, thank you so much for doing this. Welcome to this session. How are you?
Hey, yeah, hi Dhruv. Yeah, thanks for inviting me for this call, and happy to be here, and also happy to share my thoughts for the future candidates who wish to do well in GMAT.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Jerome, the reason why I thank you for being here is because it takes courage to come out candidly and share your own journey and be really honest about it. And it's also a very kind cause to come out to help GMAT aspirants learn from what worked for you and what did not work for you. Right? So really thankful to you for that. So, Jerome, 100-point improvement, right? And improvement across all the three sections, right? What we will now do is start from the very beginning. And the first step in the GMAT journey is always to figure out which course fits you the best, right? So I wish to understand from you the process that you followed to find out and to freeze e-GMAT as the perfect course for you if you had to achieve GMAT success.
Yeah. When I was trying to figure out which program was the best for me, I did receive guidance from a friend who was
Okay.
also a student of GMAT, e-GMAT, and I think in the previous GMAT edition he had scored 700 plus.
Nice.
So he suggested GMAT along with target test prep, and I think these were two main like programs that he suggested, and he spoke really highly about both of them, and he said that with e-GMAT, the main difference with e-GMAT he said was the mentor like the
Yeah.
mentors will be there to help you out. So he said
Right.
that the mentorship quality is good. Plus, he was suggested. He asked me to go through the e-GMAT website and just see
Right.
some of the introductory videos. Like if I
Right.
remember, the the free version has some videos for you to go through and just feel for yourself how it is.
Yeah.
And along with that, I also scheduled a call, or like there was a call with me by
Yeah.
someone from your team, and she really guided me through the entire like process, the flow chart of how my preparatory journey would look like. So she showed me the
Hmm.
entire portal. She showed me how the courses are like, and then she showed me
Right.
the e-Sigma. I think your tests are known by
Sigma X marks.
e-Sigma, right?
Yeah.
Sigma X marks. So
Yeah.
she has shown me that along with your personalized plan. So
Study plan.
most of yeah study plan. So most of students, like especially for me, since I'm working, I don't find a lot of time to plan my day, like what I need to do. So e-GMAT helped me with creating a personalized plan. And
Hmm.
yeah, that along with the first mock test that I took with e-GMAT, I then made up my mind that this was the best portal for me.
Right. Right. Thank you for sharing this process. This will really help a lot of people out there to understand how to figure out which course suits them the best. Fantastic. Let's get started, Jerome. You scored a Q88, okay, which is 95th percentile. You are already pretty decent at quant. I think Q84 is a very decent ability, right? And but I'm sure when it's a Q84, there is a bit of confidence, but you also realize that there are some gaps that maybe need some fix. What were those gaps that you identified that needed some improvement if you wanted to score a Q88 or an above score?
Uh, I was already good at algebra, so my weaker area was arithmetic, and most of my mistakes or the questions that I used to get incorrect were in arithmetic.
Mhm.
So the mistakes that I used to make were like I never read the question properly, or like I skimmed the question sometimes. So with e-GMAT, the verbal course of e-GMAT helped me to get a good understanding of the arithmetic questions in this thing itself in quant.
Right,
So that helped me, and along with that, yeah. So my main specific topics where I was weak was probably, you would say, the simple interest, the compound interest, and the mixture and
right,
proportions. So
right.
that e-GMAT, like it had, they taught right from the basics onto the main, in the end you have those more evaluation. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you have those 10 questions at the end, right? The medium level questions and
Practice
hard level questions.
cementing quizzes.
Cementing, yes, exactly. Cementing quizzes. So what I believe separates e-GMAT from other courses is mainly the cementing quizzes, because I think Payal ma'am from your team, she spoke really highly about those cementing quizzes, and I observed that there's a lot of correlation. So if you
Right.
do well at cementing questions, that can help you. Like once you do well, then you don't need to study furthermore on the topic.
Hmm.
Like you're perfect at it. So that cementing process helped me to establish where I stand in arithmetic.
Right. Right. That's really true. Uh, so now that because we are already talking about cementing and Scholaranium, which is our quiz portal, uh, what role did you think, or do you think, Scholaranium and the quality of questions on Scholaranium cementing quizzes together played to help you improve from a Q84 to a Q88?
Yeah. So one thing I would say is the questions that are there on the e-GMAT are probably the closest or even slightly harder than the questions that you would face in actual GMAT. That's the closest of all other portals that I have seen. So that's
Right.
one thing. And along with that, you have those hard questions. I think the hard questions are really challenging. And
Hmm.
if you get a good score in those hard questions, you can gain a lot of confidence from that.
Right.
More than that, I would say even in your journey in quant, you have the pre-diagnostic quiz. So that
Right.
pre-diagnostic quiz really helps you to understand at what level you are currently before you start learning that module. So with
Right.
that, I was able to save some time because it suggested a personalized plan for me on what I need to work on and what I'm already good at. So with that, I focused on my weaker areas and I was able to improve my score.
Right. Now that you already spoken about this, let me give you an interesting statistic over here that using the PACE engine, you saved around 56.5 hours, right? And on the GMAT journey, every minute counts. And when there is a tool that can save you 56.5 hours and you still improved, so that shows how accurate the PACE engine is, right? So I think you leveraged it really well and you used it to your strengths. So congratulations to you on that. Uh, so quant was out of the way. Let's speak about the next section, which is data insights, right? You scored a DI 81, you improved by 6 points here, 89th percentile in DI, fantastic. So in data insights, people usually find two major issues. One is while they are preparing, they don't find enough good quality questions and variety of good quality of questions, right? The second issue is time management while taking the mocks in the data insight section. We'll discuss mainly about these two, right? The first thing, how did you find the questions on the data insights scholaranium on e-GMAT? Were you able to find a lot of variety of questions? And how did that help you improve again?
Yeah, so with respect to DI, yes, I would say e-GMAT helped me a lot, and that's mainly because of the variety of questions. So the kind of the different varieties that I saw on the e-GMAT portal was almost similar to what I faced on the final day. Like I mean, the numericals and thing might be different, but the question type and how it is taught. So that was really important. Plus the most important thing I felt from e-GMAT, like how they helped me was with the techniques on how to handle DI, because DI is relatively new in this GFE edition, and there
Right.
may not be many instructors who are really specialized at it. But e-GMAT, they had that faculty had the techniques on how to handle it, what are the strategies to point out. So to give an example, Payal ma'am spoke about how to handle the MSR, like MSR, how you can note down points, remember it better, so that you can save time on solving the question. So
Right.
that was really helpful. And even in the two-part analysis, I struggled initially. So with the help of the concept videos, I was able to improve upon my basics, and
Right.
that helped me to also do well in the questions, in the cementing quizzes. And with
Right.
respect to time, I like already mentioned before. So in within the concept videos itself, they inform us on how we can save an extra half a minute or even 1 minute, which can be really crucial. So with that and MSR, especially uh, that recording which Payal ma'am had made for us, it actually helped me. So
Right.
along with that, even I would say yes, I did struggle a bit in when I was taking the mocks, and that's where my mentor helped me with a technique on how to handle the DI questions, and that helped me to save time, because my mentor told me that not sometimes if you're not really good at any particular topic, don't be stuck on that question, because
Right.
now you have the option of editing three questions at the end. So even if you're stuck at one, no problem, we can move on to the next and complete it. So that was game changer for me, because I used to feel that no, every question is important. Let me just focus on that question, because I thought like if I don't do well in this question, my next question, like my marks will be affected. Next question also will be have the same
Right.
effect. So that was really helpful technique and strategy for me.
Right. You can take my name because I was your mentor, so that is absolutely okay.
That's very kind of you, through.
Yeah. All right. So we just spoke about data insights and quant. Let me just show everybody a few things from your account which stand out to me. Okay. One, look at algebra. So you had a 30-hour course and you saved 50 hours of time, more than 50% of time on this particular course using the PACE engine, right? You mentioned about taking diagnostic quizzes. Look at this particular module, which is quadratic equations. You took the diagnostic quiz. You did so well that the entire module was then recommended to be skipped, right? So this is something that stood out for me. Another thing that I really am impressed by is your hard accuracy. Okay, on quant, last 20 questions. Your hard accuracy for number properties, which was your weakness, is 65%. Your word problems hard accuracy is 70%. Algebra 80%, and advanced topics again 60%, right? And to further show some progression, let me show you algebra. So you said you were already strong at algebra, right? You were at 65% hard accuracy. Being strong and still being able to improve using the course and a lot of other things, you reach from 60% to 90%. This is your hard accuracy. From 65 to 90, already your strength, but you still improved. So this is absolutely impressive. And this is what impresses me more is your hunger to improve, because it's important to be humble, and that is exactly what you were, right? In data insights, I see some wonderful scores in data sufficiency, right? 65%. And to just take a look on the progression, wait. So let's look at the progression. Yeah. Look, such high towers. You were always improving and you were always scoring 70, 75% accuracy, which is absolutely fantastic, right? And look at the amount of time which is coming down, right? So you've done a really good job here, right? This validates your improvement as well. Let's speak about verbal, right? You improved from a V72 to a V78. 6 points improvement. Of course, you've done certain things right. In verbal on the e-GMAT course, we usually recommend pre-thinking and some reading strategies. What helped you improve by 6 points on the verbal side?
I would say the strategies taught in reading comprehension helped me to massively improve my score in RC. I mean, after reading in each paragraph, you note down the point, then you anticipate what would be coming next. So those strategies, help me to improve in RC, and
Right.
even time saving techniques also, because I used to spend a lot of time on RC, but with your help, I was able to save some time on RCs and spend on CRs.
You're right. You're right. Uh, how about your comfort level using the pre-thinking approach for CR?
Yeah, I think pre-thinking was critical because the main point is with the help of pre-thinking, you can save a lot of time. You don't need to have a debate on the options, and
Right.
rather you can just once you have the pre-thinking answer, you can be relatively confident that you can go on to pick the answer that matches the pre-thinking.
Right. True. True. Could you just elaborate a little bit on pre-thinking so that people who are unaware of what exactly this is, they would be able to understand this a little better?
Okay. Pre-thinking is a strategy that is mainly emphasized by the faculty from e-GMAT. I mean, if Rajat sir conducts some sessions on YouTube,
Yeah.
right? So he especially he emphasizes a lot on pre-thinking. So basically, pre-thinking is that once you read the question once you read the question, you know, okay, what this what the topic is about, and then you also read the question, means the what whether it's a strengthener or weakener or assumption
Right.
question. So based on that, then you focus on the conclusion, and you also go to the premises. So you find, like, you frame your answer, like you negate the, like, if it's an assumption question, you negate it and check if that if your assumptions that you have, if you negate it, it invalidates the conclusion. So
Right.
that so framing your answers, like, once you do that, if it invalidates your conclusion, that means, okay, you have this, your one of your pre-thinking answers, and that
Right.
pre-thinking helped me because it helped me to match with the options there, rather than just
Right.
have going through each option continuously.
Right. Right. Makes sense. Jerome, let's move to your mock journey, right? Because I always say mock journey is a journey in itself, right? Sometimes you do well, sometimes you don't do well. You have good days, you have bad days. But there are two important aspects that I want you to speak about and share your experience. One, what would your plan be between two mocks so that you would improve on the next one? And second, if there was a poor score on the mock, how would you react? What was your reaction? What was your mentality, your mindset? If you can just elaborate on these 2 points.
So between the time when the first mock gets over and before you start your next mock, what I think is crucial is to find out where exactly you went wrong. So again,
Right.
e-GMAT really helps you with letting you know which areas you got wrong, rather than focusing, okay, you got this question wrong. It summarizes
Mm.
basically what areas
Yeah.
you got wrong. So in one way, it helps you to save your time in analyzing it, because I personally feel that if you were to analyze, you have to sit for one whole day and analyze. So
Yeah.
that e-GMAT is helping us with this analysis. So it tells us which topics are weak at, and then what I should do is I used to go back to the concept videos, revise, just go through the concepts, and
Mhm.
then solve some questions on e-GMAT portal or from the official GMAT guide, and then again just try. After a few days, I used to try that question again, and
Yeah.
like with that, I'll just say, okay, this is how I could save time. Like, I focus on how I could save time rather, because I know the answer. So next time I'll
Yeah.
focus on how I can save time. And talking about how I would how I would react after a poor mock test. So again, almost similar as my first answer.
Mhm.
Yeah, after a poor performance in a mock, you'll probably get more data on the areas
Yeah.
that you went wrong, and you can just repeat the
Right.
same thing again. I would say don't get demoralized after a mock, because even I had many ups and downs. I think I probably say I had many downs only. I guess more than
Yeah.
ups. So just to you just need to have perseverance and just be determined to take mocks. Like, be consistent with your mock test. Take mock test every now and then. Like, I would say every week or every fortnight.
Right. Right. True. Jerome, you were also part of the Last Mile Push program, where I was a dedicated mentor. If you could just elaborate on what part of the Last Mile Push program you loved the most and that benefited you the most.
Okay. So yeah, yeah, you were my mentor, and you helped me a lot, especially in terms of exam strategies, because I mean I had never taken a GMAT before, and I didn't know what the exam strategies, because having exam strategies also is very crucial in order to score a good marks. So you helped me with time saving, and the strategy that I like the most from your end is always focus on the first few set of questions, even if it takes time. Okay, you spend time, make
Yeah.
sure you get it correct, and in the end, when you have maybe the last 4 or 5 questions, it's okay, you just take it randomly and go, because how you start is really crucial in this kind of adaptive test, and that will
Yeah.
actually set a score. And I noticed this in my quant and DI scores also. I did spend a lot of time in my first few set of questions, and I ensured, okay,
Right.
let this be correct, and then in the end, For DI, like last 2 or 3 questions, I just blindly tick and I just let it go aside. So that helped. I mean, that helped me a lot, and it was reflected in in my GMAT score also.
Right.
And one more thing I would say is in your journey itself, basically you were always there with my journey and you were available all the time, either on this
Yeah.
Zoom platform or even on WhatsApp. We used to have call
Yeah.
every week also to just learn about the progress. So this
Yeah.
not just before an exam, you helped me even during my preparatory stage also. So we used to go through, sit together and go through that progress chart right together and just
Yeah.
see where all you got wrong. And then you should suggest me
Right.
what I can do next, like which all questions I can practice and how I can go about it.
Yeah. You're right. Right. I remember. We literally use data analytics a lot, right, to
And
figure
that's
out
into a
our gaps.
e-GMAT.
Yeah. True. True. All right. So before we were like almost reaching the end of the session, so if you want to just share a test day experience with everybody, something that you experienced, something that you want people to beware of, any tips or advices?
I would say just stay calm. It's not the end of the world. So just when you go out there, just be confident. Just don't worry about anything else. Just a
Right.
few tips from excuse me.
Sure.
From exam point of view, like for me, I encountered this situation where I had booked my exam a few months prior to the scheduled date, and then I wasn't. What happened is they had let me know that the exam would take place at so and so center, but they then
Mm.
a month before the exam they changed the exam center and they didn't inform me. So
Oh,
on the day when I reached the exam center, I was when I saw that the building itself is not there. Like, where the hell are these guys? Where are they? Then a few people guided me. I think this happened with other students also. So you're not the only one. So that gave me some
yeah.
confidence that okay, other students also face the issue. So just be calm. And then it helped me that I reached my exam center early, the first one. So even if when I reached my second center, I still had like about 40 minutes to just calm my nerves. And
Right.
then I would say just be there on time. Don't be too early, but don't be too late also. Just maybe 40 minutes before the before you start the exam is fine. And the exams experience was good. The center, I think, centers are really good. They means you don't need to panic and all that. And the invigilators, they are also very kind. Like there are just a few formalities that you have to go through, but overall the processes was good. And yeah, I mean that's it. I liked giving exam. I like the center, the way it occurred.
Okay.
So just stay calm and just give your best. That's it.
Fantastic, Jerome. Thank you so much for all your insights and sharing your experience so honestly. As I mentioned earlier, we really appreciate this. And with this, we come to the end of this session. Jerome, it was a pleasure working closely with you and help you reach a 655. And we just wish you the best for the next steps in the application aspect of your MBA journey. And always remember, we're always here cheering for you.
Yeah, thanks, Lou. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.